This video is pretty much, you know, is a part, considered a part two to Baby Mamas from Hell, and this one is more demonstrated to the fellas. Because let's just be honest. We don't hate our baby mothers. It's not the baby mamas that caused the issue. It's us, because we allowed them to get as far. We saw signs of who these people were, or who these women were, before we got them pregnant, before we married them, before we took that next road with them. But it's always easier to point and say you, and I did this and I did that for you, and this is what I get. It's always easier. But these people, these women, were already there. It's pretty much the same concept if you let somebody smack you, and you look at them and they don't, they don't apologize. They just keep going. If I don't have to apologize, I'm gonna smack you again to see how hard I can smack you before you say enough is enough. But by the time we have said enough is enough, look at the past of what they have already done before it's like, you need to apologize for that. Before we say enough, like, I can't take you no more. And we have to take, at some point, we have to take ownership for the shit that we allowed in our lives. It's not their fault, because they were doing exactly what they wanted to do from the start. They were doing exactly what they came to do. It's us. Me, individually, I allowed this woman to take these strings and pull these strings and have this way. And by the time I said enough is enough and went off, it's more like a joke. Ha ha ha, nigga, look what I did to you already. So you calling a string now? That's pretty much what they're thinking. Like, the issue is that we didn't draw that string with that first smack, even though it was probably that, and didn't, like, whatever. And you thought they was playing. We didn't draw that string and say, look, motherfucker, I don't know what the fuck you think you're doing, but it's not how that's gonna go. Instead of drawing that line, then we let them kind of draw their own line, because we figured that they would have enough respect for us as men, and we would have respect for them as women. But the fact of the matter is, we didn't draw that line. They drew it for us. So we're not mad at them. We're mad at ourselves for allowing it to get that far. But it's always easier to point that finger and say, you did this, you did that. I mean, I can go back on plenty of events that have happened between me and the mother of my child and say, well, she did. But what did I do to make her think it was okay to do that? What did I do to say, you better not cross this line? Nothing. Because if I did do that, you better not cross this line, it wouldn't have got that far. It wouldn't have got as far as it did. Or before she got pregnant, I would have left the bitch alone. And you probably left the bitch alone too. But something in us compelled us to stay. Don't know what. Love, lust. Choose whatever it is for you. I don't know. But we stayed like some dumbasses, and like some dumbasses, we got handled like dumbasses. So we can't be mad at them, and be mad at ourselves. And once you accept and forgive yourself, like, understand that people gonna be people. Understand women gonna be women. Understand that whatever you're doing is gonna be what you're doing. Whether you dating a man, a woman, a purple person, blue person, whatever. It's only in human nature to see how far that string you can push that string. You can push that envelope. It's human nature. But it's not them we should be mad at. It's ourselves. That's like your woman or your man cheating on you. You finding out, and do you be mad at the brother or the sister? No, it wasn't on that brother or that sister to respect your relationship. It was on your significant other to respect your relationship. That other person was just doing what they were doing what they was gonna do. Now, again, let me take that and put that on us in our relationships. It's on us to respect us. You are supposed to respect you more than anything. You love you more than anything. And don't expect me to treat you with more love or more respect than you treat yourself. That's just cold, cut, and dry. I mean, if I don't love myself, I can't expect you to love me. If I don't respect myself, I can't expect you to respect me. You asking for something of me that you're not willing to give yourself. That's a fool's request. Because if I find out that you don't love yourself, you don't respect yourself, I'm going to give you the same amount of respect. Why? Because you give it to yourself. Who going to love you more than you? Who can respect you more than you? And if you can come up with a name, you're sad. Because the only name you should have is yours. And I think that's why we go through the things we go through, because we don't respect ourselves. We don't love ourselves enough to say enough is enough. We just allow the bullshit to happen because we figure they're going to draw that string. They're going to draw that envelope because they love us as much as we love ourselves. That ain't enough love in the world if you don't love yourself. I mean, let's just be honest. I mean, I don't hate the mother of my child. I love her. She gave me something that is priceless. That's my daughter. And I love her for that. But that's all it'll ever be from now on. It's like, you gave me a child. My first child. That's it. But, in that last video, I was just pissed with everything that I have been put up with, that I have been putting up with, as well as what I'm trying to do now. Like, so it was easier for me at that moment to point the finger and say, you, look what I'm going through, and play victim. And that last video was a victim video. To say nonetheless, it was a victim video. Like, the real culprit or real person behind what she did was me. I was that person that allowed her to do what she did and take it that far. And that's what we need to start looking at, because once you realize that what you did and how you did it and the steps that were made, when you go into that next relationship and you start building that family, those mistakes and those things won't happen again. You'll never be run through the mud or dragged through the dirt, like they used to do in the old days, by another woman, another man, whatever you want to do. You know what I'm saying? So it's redundant and repetitive and irrelevant for you to just point somebody, but it does help relieve some stress to point the finger. But after you point the finger, realize that you were the person that allowed that person to take those steps with you. And move the fuck on. Because ain't nothing you can do about the past. Ain't nothing you can do about what was done. Just move the fuck on. And do whatever it is that you want. Whatever you wanted to do with that last person that ran you through the dirt. Whether it was to be marriage. Because I did want to marry the mother of my child. But whether it wanted to be marriage. Whether it wants to be whatever you want it to be. Enforce that with the next person. And I guarantee you that will be your marriage, the person you marry, because you won't make those same mistakes, and you will draw those lines and understand what could have been will be with the next one. That's all I gotta say today. Y'all just have a good day.